My name is Theo Morrison, and I'm the Executive Director of Lahaina Restoration Foundation. I've been in that position for 11 years, and prior to that I did other work in Lahaina with nonprofit community groups. So in total, it's about 28 years working directly in downtown Lahaina. What's so unique about Lahaina compared to any other place in Hawaii is that during every era of Hawaii's history, Lahaina was a dominant place. During the pre-contact era, during the Monarchy era, during the whaling era, during the missionary era, during the plantation era, and now during the tourism era. And doubly unique to that whole situation is that the history has been saved. Lahaina is a tapestry of remnants from all these different eras. And you can actually walk, and I discovered this myself, you can actually walk through history along Front Street. Front Street is a very old road. It used to be called Alanui Mo'i, which is the King's Way. Today, you could start at Shaw Street, Shaw and Front Street, walk down past Moku'ula, which is the sacred island and where the monarchy lived, and prior to that, the high chiefs lived. And then you walk to Prison Street. There's a prison on that street, which was built during the whaling era. And then you keep walking till you go past the Lahaina Courthouse, which is part of the monarchy period. Then you go into the Baldwin House, which is the missionary period. And then you start walking through town. That's the plantation era, all those buildings. And then you end up at the outlet mall, the epitome of the 21st century, all on one street, yeah. In the ancient times, like Dickinson Street was a river. There was like several rivers, streams running down, fresh water, abundant fish in the ocean. And the weather, as you know, is just beautiful here. All of Lahaina was covered by ulu trees, which created this tremendous shade. And from the early explorers that came here, there's written records of how Lahaina was above and beyond anything else they'd seen in the South Pacific and all the places they'd gone, with all the taro fields under the ulu trees. They said it was just amazing. The physical configuration, I guess you'd say, of this place just became a natural for its growth and popularity. The earliest recorded human habitation in Lahaina was around 400 AD. Prior to the monarchy being developed, this is where the high chiefs came. So Moku'ula, that became the home of Kamehameha III. It already was the logical place. It's a very special sacred place. When the plantation Pioneer Mill was established in 1860, and they started diverting the water. And when they diverted the water, Moku'ula dried up. Kamehameha III had already moved the capital to Oahu, so the whole interest sort of shifted that way, and then all the water was diverted. Moku'ula became definitely not what it was before. It became a marsh, actually. And then later on, it became a ball field. And only recently, like in 1980s, 1990s, was the actual history remembered, and they did an archaeological dig, and they verified that the island was there, that the bridge to connect the island to the other part of town was there. And that's when it really started, was after that dig done by the Bishop Museum. Kamehameha III is the one that really developed the whole nation of Hawaii as a monarchy. So here, by the harbor, is where they actually wrote the first constitution for the nation of Hawaii. The missionaries were involved with that too. They gave them the framework around which to form their government. During Kamehameha III, probably his greatest achievement is guiding the nation of Hawaii during this very tumultuous time when the Western influence was so great on the people and on the whole nation. And they were bringing in new technology at the time, new things, government, all those things, and he was very open, as well as still protecting his people. I would say he was like a visionary. He could see that Hawaii had to adapt to what the changes in the world, like developing the constitutional monarchy. And they also traveled, Kamehameha III, Kamehameha IV, they traveled to other countries like Europe to learn about what was going on and to also develop relationships as a country to the other powers at the time in the world. It was amazing when you consider how isolated they were.